I've been hate watching Halo. I'm not
That's
a big hate watcher, but
well, it
I've been
seems
hate
like you are
watching
with
quite a bit.
Halo. Seems like
Yeah,
you're going to town.
Halo. I've been I've been grabbing clips of it. I don't know if you've been seeing them. I've been uploading some of them,
Yes,
but
I've.
like it's
They're always
kind
stupid.
of it
No
rides.
offense.
Yeah, it's very stupid, very schlocky, very stupid.
Yeah.
Um, it's kind of riding. It's kind of riding the fence of bad, like good bad, in a
Yeah.
way.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's been keeping me watching it. Like I laughed many times during the last episode.
But you're not
Like they
laughing at
didn't.
the parts that you should be laughing at, right? Or are
I
you?
don't know. Sometimes I no. I mean no. I don't think there's a single joke in the show.
Okay, so,
And
so you shouldn't be laughing.
and if yeah, so I should not be laughing. Yeah,
Uh
it's
huh.
all serious. But I mean, there are some jokes. There was one really bad gamer joke that they told.
Uh huh.
I don't know if you saw that one, but it's like Master Chief's like he's like running. He's got his fucking battle rifle, and he's like running, and like a battle just started. It's supposed to be this big moment. Cortana's like talking in his ear,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like shooting aliens and shit. And then like he like runs out of ammo on his gun, and then Cortana goes, "Switch to your secondary." So he like starts to grab his other gun, and he goes, "I know how the game is played, Cortana."
So
And I was
they're
like,
so they're
"Oh
breaking the
my
fourth wall.
yeah." It was just this terrible gamer joke that
I
was
saw that clip and I was like, okay, maybe I'm missing the context of this, or this is just straight up they're just
no,
making a
it's just
joke
here's
about
a
it being
really
a game.
literally yeah, just making it completely did not fit into the whole
Oh
scene too.
my
Like it was
god!
bad. So that was really funny.
I saw the
There's
clip
this
where he threw the gun at the
yeah,
guy.
he throws the pistol at a grunt, which was pretty good.
That did
I don't know
look
if they
funny.
meant for that to be funny, but yeah, it looked hilarious. Especially because it's like you don't expect Master Chief to suddenly strike this throwing pose. So
Mhm.
when he did that, I was like, "What the fuck is he doing?" And he just threw the pistol at a grunt, and I was like, "Okay, that's pretty funny."
See, not to go too crazy into Halo, but it does seem like they're trying to make a serious show, but also just kind of doing whatever they want
Yeah,
as far as the
I
jokes.
at this point they should probably just lean into the jokes because the serious shit is not good. Like the story is completely not good at all.
It
It's
seemed pretty
like
bad.
yeah, I mean, there's a second fucking okay. You know how like in the first episode that we watched, he found that like artifact thing.
Yep.
There's another one. There's another MacGuffin,
Oh my
and
god.
the Covenant took it. Oh,
Oh
so
no.
no, oh both the UNSC and the Covenant have one. What's gonna happen? And you know that they're trying to find Halo because in an earlier episode they were like doing shit on the computer, and one of the ladies like leaned over and he goes, "Is this what they're looking for? Halo?" And then it like did the
Yeah, you
oh
sent me that
music.
link too, and I was like, "Oh my god, is this for
It's
real?"
bad. Yeah. Yeah. So they're trying to find. I think they're trying to lead up to the last episode, probably finding Halo, or they're probably trying to lead up to episode 7, finding Halo, because 7 is a big deal in Bungie universes. 7 is an important number, so they'll probably try and do it in that episode, if I had to guess.
Very exciting. Now, what's Halo though?
Yeah. Hmm?
What is Halo? What they're trying to find Halo? What's Halo?
Halo is the big station that's shaped like a halo. You know what
Uh
I'm talking
huh.
about? The big old circular donut thing in space that
Okay.
you land on in the first game.
And
It's
what's the point of it?
the point of Halo is that it is a weapon built by the Forerunners, which were a precursor race to all
Okay,
the humans
I'm
and the
starting to
Covenant and all that
regret
shit.
asking that question.
Precursor race, and they
If I
don't
could take
interrupt
it
me.
back,
I'm trying
I
to
would.
explain. Don't
Oh,
interrupt
go
me.
ahead.
I'm trying to.
Yeah.
This is very important
hmm
lore. It and what the Halo does is when you activate it, it's actually a weapon, and it wipes out all living life in the universe.
So this
And
is
the
not a
reason
Death
that they
Star.
built it,
Uh huh.
no, not a Death Star, because a Death Star is just one planet. This is all the whole universe,
This is a thing that'll destroy a universe.
or it might just be a galaxy, but like pretty much.
Okay.
And that's what it was activated to kill the Forerunners. But you might ask yourself,
Who are
why
the?
would they build a
Uh huh.
weapon
Oh yes.
that would destroy themselves? Why would they do that? And it's
Took the words right
because
out of my mouth.
they were being attacked by an alien species called the Flood. and the Flood
Oh
are
my
like
god.
zombies, and apparently they're ruthless. They're honestly the easiest enemies in the game, but apparently they're ruthless, and they just are. They keep eating and destroying the galaxy, and the only way for them to kill them was to kill everything, which just doesn't make sense to me. But
So
whatever.
they're like the Zerg from
Yeah,
Craft. Oh my god, too many Star
a lot of
Star things.
stars.
Star Wars, Star Trek,
Yeah,
Starcraft. Oh, okay.
they're
So
like the Zerg slash Borg. Like they kind
or
of
Borg,
Borg
yeah.
too. Yeah, they're just like, but they're more of like an infestation virus type thing. Like they have a hive mind and all sorts of shit. So
Okay.
yeah,
Sounds kind of like the Zerg to me, but okay.
yeah, they no, they are like the Zerg.
Halo just kind of just okay. We shouldn't keep going on about Halo. We did our Halo episode. I thought
I
it would
mean,
be
if you've
fun.
got other things to talk about, we could talk about. But listen, Halo.
I would say I have other things to talk about. I thought it
There
would
you
be.
go.
I thought it would be funny to watch the Halo show so we could talk about it and do like
Yeah.
our like Halo spin-off of this show. But then I
Oh shit. Yeah.
but then
What if
I
we did like we did a podcast and we acted like kind of like the after show, like, oh, we're gonna report on every episode of Halo, but we
yeah.
actually hate Halo and we're hate watching it.
Well, that's
That's
definitely
not.
what it would have to be for
Yeah,
me.
that's what it would have to be.
Because I was
That's
like,
I kind of like that.
something like that would be good. And it's something Josh. Oh, speaking of, hey, let me just do this. Let me
You
just do
might have
this.
noticed.
Hey, welcome to Binge or Cringe, the podcast about first episodes. What? He's saying the intro this early on? That's right. See, we're going to do things a little differently around here, okay?
That's right.
A little differently now that Josh is gone. We're going to have a little more fun, a little more.
Woohoo!
Yeah, that's the ding effect 3 times, not just the normal one
What?
time. Let's do
Was
the
that the dinner bell? Oh my!
because we about to eat, and by that I mean have a good time and have a fun time.
That's right.
We're gonna play all the sound alerts that Josh never lets us play. Josh is gone.
Hit me with a toot. Hit me with a toot.
He's calling for the toot. I wish you saw how many. There you go.
Perfect.
I wish you could see how many sound effects I have here. So it's actually not a good to use because I have way too many. It takes me forever. I need to scale it down.
That's the trouble with soundboards is they need to find the sounds. Yeah.
Yep. And I've gone through and cut this down twice before, and I'm still have way too many.
I wonder what do professionals do? Do you think they search up the sounds?
I know they have
Sound
like
crazy?
they have a device on their desk that they use, and they push the button of the sounds.
Right, that's true. They have those like big ones with a bunch of like tile buttons on it.
Yeah.
That's true.
Or I mean, some professionals like myself have just a website that they pull up with a bunch of buttons on it, and you just click the the button that you want.
Yeah. Yeah,
And,
that's the most professional.
That's actually really good. You want to try to do that, so you maybe move away from having the thing on your desk to all online. It's basically like I'm basically doing this podcast from the cloud, and that's what a lot of people are trying to get to. So I'm basically on the cloud streaming. So
Yeah, you're in the cloud. You're up in the clouds on the cloud servers.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally. That all makes sense. I completely followed.
Okay, good. But yes, this is a podcast about first episode. I'm your host Cassidy, and with me today is just Jake. Okay,
Hello,
that's just Jake. It's just Jake today. No Josh.
Josh.
He what did Josh have to do? Let me see if I can remember. I think he had to go to the butt kissing factory. I think he was gonna go kiss butts and wear a diaper. I think he said something like that.
Yeah, yeah. It's like a thing down in the warehouse district.
Uh-huh.
It
Yeah.
travels because you can't have it in one location. You got to move locations because it's technically kind of gray area. But yeah, they put on diapers. They all get into a room. They do different things. It's some people that's just what they're into, and that's fine. I allow.
We're not knocking that. We're just letting the listener know where he had to run off to, and
Right. And we're
You
not
know?
doxing him or anything because
No.
the location changes every. We don't know the location. We just know it's in a warehouse.
And we don't know
somewhere.
which like butts he's even kissing, right? Like it could
Yeah.
be anyone from the mayor to a lowly, uh, I don't know what's a lowly, a peon,
Peon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Pawn.
a pawn,
If you like for those who are for those chess heads out there,
yeah. Uh, so that's where he
like
is.
myself.
Hopefully he'll be back next week. We'll see though. We'll see how it goes. It seems like he's kind of really getting into this stuff.
He's pretty addicted to that shit. I don't know about that. Yeah.
And a curious thing, which we should have asked him if he already watched this week's show, because as we all know, Josh is not a big anime head. He's actually anti-anime alliance, and he somehow managed to get out of this.
Right.
Very
Even though
convenient.
we kind of, yeah, I think we kind of picked this one because we were like, oh, this one looks different. Maybe this will get Josh. Maybe
Right.
we'll finally get Josh into anime. And then he just disappeared to do his baby thing.
It's
So
sad.
grab
And
his
it's
rattle and rant.
he rattled away. Well, let's go ahead. Speaking of, this week we watched Spy X Family. Not your typical anime. I
Yeah.
hate to even say that. Normally we take a break right now, but you know what? Josh is not here.
Yeah, who needs breaks?
Little Josh always has to do his little break. Oh, I gotta change my diaper.
Yeah.
Boo, 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 boo.
I mean,
Okay,
technically,
Josh.
when we're editing this, we can take a break whenever we want.
Yeah.
Slide that shit in there. Boop.
Yep.
Break.
He's not even gonna know. He's not even gonna know what happens.
No, he's going to have no idea. In fact, we're going to make him edit this episode.
Damn right. I don't know. I don't know if we want to give him that power if he
That's true.
listens
That's
to
true.
the-
That is a lot of power.
listens to what we say at the chops and screws this episode.
Morphs our voices around. Fuck. Okay, maybe he won't.
But not your mama's, not your mammy's anime. This Spy X Family, and so I have this beef with people who are like, I don't watch anime. We can talk all this shit now because Josh isn't on here,
Right.
Because he's one of these people who are like, I don't watch anime. That sucks. And it's like,
Yeah.
why? Like, why? So you're telling me, like, anime is like the staple in Japan. Like, that's like everybody watches it, right?
Yeah.
And so you're telling me,
it's just regular TV.
yeah. So you're telling me this entire country's media you don't care for. Like, that would be like saying I don't watch TV in America. Like, I don't watch live action television.
Right. And it's like a lot.
But it can be
I've
all
never
kinds of
heard-
stuff.
Yeah. Right. Well, and like, I mean, you could kind of say the same about like foreign anything, really. Like, there's people that just don't like anything that's like, oh, I don't like anything with subtitles. I don't like anything that's not, made in Hollywood and stuff like that. I don't think he's that far.
No.
But yeah, I don't know. And then sometimes do you ever hear this one? Like, oh no, I don't watch cartoons. Son of a
I
bitch.
feel like no one's brave enough to say that in my face.
Yeah.
Because
So you get
we'd have a
fucked
bit
up.
of a problem.
Yeah.
I could see people saying that. Actually, no, I have heard people say that. I think in front of us, someone has said that. I remember we were having lunch one time, and someone said that, and we of course dealt with them accordingly
Yes.
by saying, "Oh, okay, sorry, never mind."
Sorry to bother you, sir.
we could talk about
Neither do
The
we.
Voice. I love TV that's on television after 7 p.m. on a weekday.
Yeah. I stopped watching Dragon Ball Z when I was 15.
All right. I watch adult programming like what's that show where people dress up and then they sing in big costumes? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, fucking
It's not The
the
Voice.
Masked Singer.
The Masked Singer. I watch adult
Yeah.
content like The Masked Singer.
God.
You look at what these.
I will never watch that shit.
No,
So maybe,
I mean,
yeah. Maybe anime is to them like that is to us. You never know.
Yeah,
That shit is garbage, though. That shit sucks.
that is pure trash. That's like
Yeah,
they
the
took the
purest
idea
form.
of reality TV and they somehow made it worse, like more bland and boring and
It's just pure like they might as well just put a celebrity in a box, and then at the end of this 60 minutes, we're gonna reveal who it is, right? Like, don't even go with the extra like singing shit. Just be like, nah, who's your surprise celebrity this week?
isn't it so
And then
weird?
fucking have like fucking Rudy Giuliani on there randomly and be like, okay, that's you guys already ratings are so bad that you need that guy.
Right, they have to like be controversial.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's really. I don't understand the obsession with singing and dancing. Like, I get that those are fun things to do, but our culture really loves watching people dance and sing. And I don't really care about those things at all to watch a show. Like,
I don't like it when it's like, yeah, I don't like it when it's like the Masked Singer or like it's just like a prepared stage thing. You know what I mean? But I do like
yeah.
it when it's like, I do like crazy like musicals and stuff like that where
Yeah,
like
I like those
it gets
things.
really intricate.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are cool.
But that's something more. Like, that's something
Yeah,
bigger than, hey, this celebrity's going to come out and sing this song for you.
and it's gonna sound terrible.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And I wonder what like the next stage is because we did America's Got Talent or whatever shit was, where it was like, wow, can you believe this ugly person can sing? What?
Yeah,
How? What?
exactly.
And
Yeah.
they just kept doing it, doing, doing, doing,
Dreams
doing.
do come
Yeah,
true. Yeah.
yeah.
That one was bad too.
And so now it's like, okay, so now we're just strictly now it's just strictly celebrities. I think this is
Mhm.
end of the road for it. I think this is kind of where it ends. It's just going to be this forever.
Right, because it's
Seems
kind of
like.
similar to like Dancing with the Stars, which is just like, hey, these celebrities, now you're gonna watch them dance, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's just how can we get more? How can we get celebrities into your face more often? Is
Yeah.
the shows now?
Um, I heard some people talking about a lot of like the Netflix shows where it's like a celebrity goes around and eats food in other places. Like, I think,
Yeah, that was
who,
a CNN thing too.
oh, really?
Yeah, they I think it's like Stanley Tucci.
Hmm.
Like, it's just like Stanley Tucci goes to Italy. He had like a whole series on CNN where he was just going around to different places in Italy and eating food on camera. And I was just like, people fucking watch this? It's just a
It's
guy
insane.
having a vacation that you're not having. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, why
And
would you
eating
want
for
to
free.
watch that?
And also
And
getting
eating
paid to
for
eat.
free. Yeah. And then just say, he like every once in a while he would say something that's just supposed to be like, I don't know.
Hmm.
I guess he's supposed to be like a philosopher too or something. So like he'll just say some fucking bullshit. It'll be like, whatever. I watched one episode of it. It was bad.
It's
Fuck, we
weird.
should have did it for this podcast.
Mm, I don't know about that. Well, there's another one. There's like one of like the teen heartthrob guys. He has a show on Netflix that does that too, where he like travels
Oh,
around and tries food and stuff. And it's like we don't. There used to be like the criteria. Like Anthony Bourdain was like a chef. Like he knew about food. Now the
yeah,
criteria is have enough Instagram followers that they think it's kind of like being for a little while I did like DJing and they didn't care about anything other than how many people you could bring to the club. Like that's what
yeah,
mattered. So
that
how
makes
many
sense.
people
Yeah.
can you guarantee you're going to bring in? And that's what it seems like with the celebrity shows.
It's not
It's
even
like
about you getting discovered. It's about how many people you can bring to the club.
yes.
It's kind of fucked up and backwards a little bit.
Yeah, I mean that's just because that's all the club's going to care about is how much money
Yeah,
they're going to make
that
at
makes
night.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And so that might be what we see with like Netflix and all these like CNN for instance. Like how many followers do you have on your social media, celebrity guy? Okay, well will they watch on our channel because that's how we make our money and that's why they have a show. Would be my guess.
yeah, it's true.
Cool system.
Yeah. So that
Good
show you said
content.
that it's on CNN Plus.
Yeah, CNN Plus. CNN Plus is actually really good. I'm looking forward to all the content that we're gonna have on that
Yeah,
in
seems
the
like it's really
future.
taken off. So I'm looking forward to subscribing to that.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't even
Uh,
know what the fuck was supposed to be on that thing. It like came on. I didn't even do the Google search yet of like what's on CNN Plus and before it got canceled.
Yeah, CNN, like they didn't have any like flagship shows. CNN Plus is like CNN is a 24-hour news network.
Yeah,
How do you need more news than 24 hours worth of news? Why?
that was yeah. It was dumb. It's just like you expect people to subscribe to a thing where they're not getting the things that they want. They're getting something else, like an extra version of it that's probably cheaper because it's a new service. It didn't make much sense. They should have just fucking taken CNN and then offered a subscription to like have no ads and just watch it directly on their website.
Yeah,
That would have been
that would have
that
been
would have
good.
made them way more fucking money and probably been way easier to do.
Yeah. Well, it's like Netflix, I think, is doing the thing where I've heard this. I don't know if it's true, but they'll have like subscription tiers, and if you like have your current subscription, you'll have to they're going to start putting ads on it, and you can pay more to not have ads. It's
On
just
Netflix?
yeah, that's what I've heard. I don't know if that's true.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would suck ass.
like the prices
I mean,
went
I've
up.
already canceled. I'm one of those people that canceled, and then I guess a lot of people canceled. I canceled it as soon as I got the $20 alert.
Yeah,
That it was just like it's gonna go up to $20. I was just like, see ya. I
yeah.
mean, I'll still, I'm still gonna watch shows for this podcast, but just
Hmm.
won't do it, you know,
Uh huh. Uh huh.
through
Yeah.
through the web app, through
Uh
the
huh.
web portal, if you know what I'm saying.
You're our dark web expert, so
Yeah, that's where you got to go for TV shows. You
yeah.
have to go to the dark web. Can't find them anywhere else.
Yeah.
You can't find them randomly uploaded on YouTube sometimes with like no content checking for some reason. Yeah,
um, I forgot what I was gonna say. Shit. But yeah, um, Netflix is gonna probably shit the bed. I'm hoping the person who I use Netflix from doesn't cancel their account or cancel me from it, because that's another thing that's gonna happen. Is
yeah.
they're gonna
Bunch of
start
people.
not letting you share. So
Yeah, God, I can't believe they announced all that shit.
all
Were they,
in
were they in
what the
like a
fuck?
week or like a
Yeah,
day?
yeah. Like
And like,
oh
I
yeah.
don't. Was that supposed to make their shareholders feel better or something? Is that what that was? Because I don't think that worked.
They probably were like, hey, look, yeah, we're going to raise the price and that's going to be good for, the money we make. Oh, by the way, we're going to kick everybody off of these shared accounts. So they're going to have to get their own account. So that'll be more money for us. I can see that
Yeah,
making sense in their minds. But then when they blasted that out to the consumers, we're like, wait, what? Great
yeah,
info for a stakeholder meeting. Not great for
yeah.
Twitter post.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that was so stupid. And like, it also just sounded like they wanted to blame everything except that they raised the price too.
Yeah.
So it just seemed it was bad from all angles. It's like what the fuck.
Not to harp on prices going up, but I saw Nestle, and we also should talk about this anime that we watched. But I saw Nestle across the board this year is raising all their prices by 8.5%. Can you believe that shit? So any Nestle
Jesus.
product, and I know they make a shit ton of stuff.
Yeah, they are already way in the profits, so I don't know why they need to raise their prices, but because you
Yep.
can't ever see those profits go down.
No, exactly. They were like, in the news article, they were like, I would expect prices to go up in the future too. It's like, well, what the? Wait, expect prices to go up?
Yeah. Like
What
what?
else reality would I be living in? Prices, I've never seen a price go down.
Yeah.
Why can't prices go down? If it's if
Because
it
your profit will go down. You can't have your
if it's
profit go
supply
down.
and demand, and they happen to have more supply of something at some point, why can't there be more profit or more lower price?
Yeah. No, supply and demand is bullshit. It's complete bullshit. I mean,
Yes.
like, look at how, like, we make a lot of food. Like, we grow a lot of food in the U.S., and a lot of it just gets fucking wasted because we grow so much food that we could have a surplus. But if you had a surplus, guess what happens to the value of food? Goes down.
Hmm.
So we waste food because that keeps the value up.
Yeah, that
But
makes sense.
it's the same concept, I'm sure, with all the fucking Nestle water and all that shit.
Yeah, I think they do a lot more than water. if we pulled up a graph, we would look and
Oh
it would
yeah,
be
they
like an
own
insane amount of stuff.
yeah. They're like the
The,
Disney of the food world.
yeah, there's like 4 of those, and they kind of control everything.
Yeah.
Well, everything will just slowly get worse and never get better. But we did watch a good anime that was making things
Yeah.
at least tolerable for the
Oh
30
yeah.
minutes. So we watched it
Yeah. Yeah.
before returning to
While
the hellscape
the
that we live
fires
in.
raged outside. Yeah.
Yeah. Just patiently
Yeah.
like rocking in our chair waiting for the next episode. Oh, I hope I get to see it.
Yep.
So we watched Spy X Family. Very good anime, I'll just say right out of the gate.
Yep.
Let's play this trailer because I did see that there was some information in this trailer. And this is great podcast content because it's not going to be in English.
You could dub it.
So, original comic, or manga, as we say here, when Josh is not around. Serialized in Shonen Jump Plus. I think it sold like 1 million copies or something. So there you go. Oh my God, that's a little more. 12,500,000 volumes in print of
That's pretty crazy.
So very popular.
And I don't know about you, but I've never heard of this before I saw the show.
You know, I think either you know about manga or you know like a lot about it or you know nothing about it.
That's true, yeah. I'm not in any manga circles.
Me either.
So, but I guess yeah, it's a really popular manga, so it doesn't surprise me that the show ended up being pretty good too.
I have a friend who I used to play games with, and then he got super into manga, and he had like a big long list of all the ones he was reading, and I was like, that's not a bad idea. Like something I like to do is like, oh, I don't know anything about this genre, or I haven't listened to any music in like 5 years. Let me go get like a bunch of the top 10 lists and compile it and then catch up, you know?
Yeah.
Same with like a manga or like anime or any medium, gaming. Just be like, oh,
Yeah.
you know, there's
I mean,
so much out there.
They have like if you use anything like Spotify and stuff, like they have like, you know, playlists that are kept up to date with like the top of the charts and stuff. So occasionally I'll just go into there and just fucking listen and be like, no, I don't know this. I don't know this. I don't know this.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like since the days where I don't listen to the radio anymore, like I just don't. I never hear shit anymore unless I seek it out.
For a long time, I used NPRs. I would take NPR. I would take the AV Club and Pitchfork, and I'd compare all of like the top artists from like they'll all do like end of the year list, and I compare all those artists, and then just kind of pick and choose, knowing my taste of what I might like out of that. And I always found really good stuff. But the fun thing about that is, you find it. And I never stored it anywhere. Like I would just listen to the music, and then I'd forget about it, and it would be lost forever.
Oh, I fucking hate that. I hate it when I listen to a song and I really like it, and then I just like forget about it for like a week, and then I just can't find it again because I'm just like, fuck, I remember that song. I really liked it, but I can't do the tune or anything. I just know I liked it. I'll never hear it again.
Did you ever do the thing where you listen to? God damn, we should talk about. Let's talk about this anime. Let's talk about this anime.
Okay,
we can go off on another tangent again.
It's because we didn't have a bunch of conversation front loaded, so we're just like we're sprinkling it in.
Yeah.
But yeah. So this anime, which I don't know if is it Spy X Family or just Spy Family, and then the X is like for display purposes. I feel like it's just Spy Family.
It might be, but I don't know. X implies. I think X nowadays implies like in collaboration with.
Oh, okay.
Like, see how it says
That's
which studio X Cloverworks?
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll see like if a shoe company or like some company does like a like Puma X Animal Crossing. Like they did a shoe line of Animal Crossing shoes.
Oh, okay.
So maybe it means
Cross?
Cross? Yeah,
It couldn't
maybe
be
cross.
Spy Cross Family, could it? No,
Could be.
maybe. Okay.
So, Oh no, I shouldn't have. Oh, I should have read the top comment.
What was the? Oh, I
No,
didn't
I
see it.
can't. I don't want to. It's a huge spoiler. It's a huge
Fuck.
spoiler. Huge.
Shit.
It,
Oh
that
fuck, that sucks.
that's that spoiler I just read. That's probably something at like end of like season 2 or more.
Oh no,
Yeah,
that
do not.
sucks.
If you look at the trailer, do not look at the comments because the top comment is a
Fuck.
huge fucking spoiler.
God. Was it
Um,
like intentionally trying to spoil, or is it just
it
like?
was saying prepare for the most epic blank of all time, and it's like something you were like, oh, huh, yeah, I guess that does make sense that would happen later. I won't, but yeah, I won't spoil it. So
That sucks.
yeah, it sucks.
Pour one out for you.
Thank you. Yeah, I won't spoil that. Our protagonist, Tasogari, he's the spy guy.
Yeah, also known as Twilight.
Twilight. Okay, okay. I actually had to rewatch this because I kind of forgot the beats that went through this. Like I
Yeah.
remembered I liked it, and I watched this for my own personal enjoyment, and then we're like, let's do it for the show.
Yeah.
Essentially, there's an all-out war between East and West going on, and he's the spy who has to keep that from happening.
Yep. And he's part of Ostania, which is the West.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Yeah.
think the show takes place in the East.
Okay.
Is that right? Yeah.
Hey, I'm not. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I think, yeah, because he's a spy for the West and he's in the East. So,
Yeah. You know what's weird about this show? There's another show on Netflix that just came out that's about a guy befriending a kid. I can't remember what it's called, but it was weird to see that like two shows came out at the same time about this, where
yeah.
like the kid has like a strange voice, and it's like the kid acts like an adult. I watched some episodes of that. It was okay, but
Okay.
so anyways, he's basically in charge of making sure the East and West do not destroy each other.
Yeah. And he's who it opens on. And like I thought it was kind of funny. I missed it the first time. I actually watched it a couple times too. And the second time I watched it, I realized that they were trying to capture pictures of like the mayor's toupee
Yeah.
falling off,
Yeah.
and that's how they were gonna like get him out of office. Which I just thought it was so funny that like that's what they're trying to do, but yet there's a bunch of people that keep getting killed and like cars blown up. And
Yeah,
shit.
that's true. That's true.
So yeah, it opens with like a guy driving his car and he like realizes that the brakes have been cut and he like goes off the bridge and his car explodes.
It's you blink and you miss it with a lot of this intro stuff.
Yeah.
Rewatching the second time, I was like, damn, there's so much here that, I kind of, I mean, I don't feel like I really needed to know it too much. Like, all you really need to know is he's a spy guy and he's in charge of now this daughter of his, basically.
Yeah, and you know what's kind of crazy is when I watched it the first time, I watched it with a different. It was like fan subs,
Oh, what?
and the second time I like watched it with the official subs.
Uh-huh.
So I had kind of a weird, different experience watching it the second time because it was like the subs were like better, but there were subs from the first one that like so everything meant the same thing, but they just said it differently.
Right.
So like that was really weird. It kind of threw me off. But they like there were some jokes that like worked better in the original, like the fan subs, than they did in the official one.
Weird.
And I was like, oh yeah. So I was like, oh man, I liked that line better when it was this.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. So I had kind of a weird experience there.
I think I might have done the same thing as you because we both have access to the same file.
The place that we watched it, yeah.
And I saw that there were two
Yep.
different subs. And the first time I listened to the first one, the second time I was like, oh, what's this one? And I clicked the other English sub. So I may have done the same
Yeah.
thing.
Yep. So yeah, there's two subs, and one of them, if you like open it and you like look at the details of each sub file, one of them says Crunchyroll. So that means that it's like the official
Oh.
Crunchyroll subs for it,
I saw
which
one
I
of
think
them,
is the one you want to use more often.
I saw one of them said Weeb on it. And I was like, oh, Well, this is probably
Yeah.
a good one.
Oh, that's rude.
That might have been the fan service one.
Yeah, I think that those are like fan ones, which aren't bad. Like the subs weren't bad. It's just that they were different. So it was just like some of the jokes I remembered were not there, and I was like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
okay.
So we see Twilight. He's going to. They basically are like, "Here's your mission. You gotta get married and you gotta have a kid," because the
Yeah,
guy he's after, Donovan Desmond, he he doesn't really leave. He basically doesn't leave his house, and you can only find him at his kid's school. So he has to like get into this prestigious school with the kid and have the front that he's married. Um,
yeah.
the
And
orphanage. Yeah, go ahead.
the guy is like super paranoid, and I thought it was funny when they showed his picture in the newspaper because
Yeah,
his eyes were just like super wide and
bugging.
just
Yeah.
looked like he was like on meth basically. So
Yeah, he
looking
looked to
forward
me
to
like
whenever they meet that guy.
like a fucked up looking Hitler is what he looked like to me.
Yeah, he did look like that. Yeah. Which I am getting some slight World War. I feel like the era that it takes place in is kind of, I don't know, like
It
it's
is kind
not.
of yeah.
It might be like 1950s or something, but it's also kind of 1940s ish too. So it's kind of an interesting era. I don't know if it's like supposed to actually be in that time because it's also a fantasy world, right? These two countries don't exist,
Yeah.
but definitely trying to be similar to
Right.
that time period.
This is what you are always talking about. You're always like, yeah, I wish we could go back to that era stuff.
Yeah,
Which I always
totally.
thought
Yeah, this
was
is what.
so. That's kind of
Yeah, yeah,
explains like your
totally.
interest in this.
Yeah.
Uh,
Man, I just love 1930s Germany. It's so
something
weird. I
just
don't
something
know.
about it.
God. I'm gonna get canceled purely from not saying anything, just from you talking about me. I'm gonna get canceled. For the
So
record, I don't. None of that was true. None of
yeah,
that was
yeah.
true.
Okay, we'll just keep that in the DMs. So he goes to this orphanage, and the orphanage scene I really liked that, and that does make it seem like it's from
Yeah.
that time period where the guy running is just like, I don't care, just take whatever kid you want. Oh, like this kid is weird. Get this kid
He's
out.
drunk at like 10 a.m.
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he,
They're walking up through the orphanage, and then like there's just a bunch of like there's just trash everywhere. It's a terrible orphanage, and then
yeah,
the guy he has like an internal monologue because the guy says, or the Twilight is like, I'm looking for a kid that's like shows some intelligence, and there's like an internal monologue where he's just like, I just want to get rid of this weird kid.
yeah,
And so that's when he turns. That's when he like shows him into this room, and that's when we meet Anya.
yes. And so she can read minds, we learn. And something
Yeah,
interesting about this in watching it twice is when they first meet, you don't know that she can read minds. And so
yeah,
she's doing all this weird stuff and you're like, "Oh, how is this girl like so smart?" And what I thought didn't really work on the second viewing is she did a crossword puzzle,
yeah,
and she did the crossword puzzle by reading his mind, so she was lucky that he was solving them over and
yeah,
over. But also,
yeah.
like, if she's like 4 or 5, she wouldn't know how to spell that shit. Like, these were like
That's true.
insanely
Yeah,
complicated words, and
yeah.
somehow she did the whole crossword puzzle. I was like,
That's true. Yeah, it's not like he's spelling it out in his head.
yeah. So
But
on
I
the
actually missed that the first time. I didn't understand why she did the crossword,
yeah, I didn't either the first time.
and that's because of those fucking subtitles. Because the subtitles did not fill in that he was saying the answers out loud.
Oh my god.
So it was just like, oh, I guess she's really smart too. Like I didn't understand that she was a. I think I don't remember where I realized that she was a telepath for the first time. It was not long after that scene.
You
I
probably
think it was like
realized that they literally had a narrator read that.
that's true. Yeah, yeah.
There's this,
So
which was weird because at no other point do they have a narrator. So they just randomly had this narrator say, literally, she was a gifted child. She was like experiment. She was like done. She was like made in like a
yeah,
lab or something.
yeah. She had at some point she had these like scientist parents. I don't know if they were her real parents or what, but like they were like experimenting on her. I think they either gave her the telepath powers or they were just doing experiments on her because she was a telepath.
Yeah, which I don't know. Like, I kind of liked that they just threw that in there.
Yeah.
Like this
No, I
show,
liked it too.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're just like, oh, by the way, she can read minds, and we're not really
Yep.
going to say anything about it.
And she doesn't tell anybody either.
Yeah,
Which I think is actually the other cool element is that nobody knows that she can read minds, but because she's like a little kid, she's like always doing weird shit because she
yeah,
read your mind, which
yeah.
was just makes it really funny.
You
Like,
don't suspect it because you're like, oh, that's just a kid being weird, but she's literally,
right.
yeah, reading your mind.
Yeah. Like I think when Twilight first walks into the room, he says like, "Oh, she looks like she's only like 4 or 5. I need somebody who's like 6 years old in his head." And then she just immediately goes 6, just
Yeah,
like
and
just
she like
like
stands up on her tippy toes.
yeah. She says
Yeah,
like, "Oh, but you don't look," but she's not very tall. And then she like starts standing up on her
yeah,
tippy toes, and it's just yeah, it's just
that's
really well
good.
done. It's funny.
I will say the show feels like somebody just was like, hey, let's take. It was almost like a what's that thing? Like a where you like pick a word and then you put the word in the puzzle and then it fills it out. What's that thing called? At Mad Lib. It feels
Oh yeah,
almost like a Mad Lib where they were just like, okay, your protagonist is gonna be a spy, and he's gonna need a kid, and the kid's gonna be what? Telepathic. Like it's
yeah.
just like it's such a weird mishmash of
It's
stuff
really
that they
weird.
just
Yeah,
throw together, but it
yeah.
works. I'm not saying
No,
it
it
doesn't
works really
work.
well. Yeah, it works really well, and it's like it is very. It's funny how much they don't have to sell you on like, yeah, she's a telepath.
Yeah, yeah,
Like no explanation. It's just a thing in this world. It's apparently this person is a telepath. Just deal with it.
yeah.
And it totally works though.
And like he's just a spy who can just do whatever, basically, like put on like a
Yeah.
mask, and he somehow has a mask of the guy later on in the warehouse scene. Like he somehow has a mask of the guy that's like trying to capture them.
Yeah. Yeah. He somehow has these masks that he can just disguise as pretty much anybody.
Yeah,
That he just has on sometimes. Which honestly, I love it when they do that shit. I loved it in fucking Mission Impossible every time they had a fucking random mask on. I
yeah.
always love that shit. I think it's hilarious and I'm always for it. So
It
yeah.
it feels grounded in reality with like their relationship, but everything else is kind of like fantastical in a way, like
Yeah. Well, it's kind
which
of
is cool.
original James Bond-ish. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like a lot of the early James Bonds are kind of silly.
Yeah,
Like compared to like modern day James Bond is much more serious and self-serious, but older James Bonds like everything was much sillier. Like he had like kind
okay.
of these crazy gadgets and like so I think it's kind of trying to harpen like it's trying to kind of harken back to that
Hmm.
and be kind of sillier with that shit. But it's also still got that. It's still cool. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
a lot of the shit he does as a spy is really cool. He's got his secret fucking spy gadgets and shit that he buys from his friend.
Yeah.
He's yeah, he's got the masks. He just does cool shit.
Spy shit, yeah.
So
Well, like
yeah, spy shit.
the um poster for the show does it shows them like it shows them as their normal self, and then it shows them as their alter ego, or like, so everybody has like the spy side, like he
Yeah,
has his spy side. S- Spoilers for episode 2, the girl he meets has her assassin side, and
yeah,
the kid has her telepath side. So
that's
everybody,
true. Yeah,
yeah, so everybody has their like two sides, and then the one side is like, hey, we're just a normal family trying to figure out this relationship, and then the other side is like, we're like crazy assassin spies, telepaths. So
yeah,
it's cool that they have like the two things going on at once. I don't know, they
yeah.
balance it really well.
And yeah, kind of like that. What is it? Like Meet the Smiths or whatever. What's that movie with like Brad Pitt and Angelina
I
Jolie?
know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, where they're like us. They're both spies and they don't know it, and they're married and shit. Kind of like that a little bit too,
Yeah.
especially toward this in the second episode. Definitely some. There was a scene in the second episode, which I guess it's spoilers. We both watched the second
We
episode.
both watched the second episode. It's
Yeah,
fine. We're watching the show. It's fine.
we're watching it. Yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna say if it's a binge or a
Yeah.
cringe yet,
Hang
but
on, hang on.
yeah,
Everybody.
don't get ahead of yourself.
Yeah.
But yeah, it reminds me of that though. like that movie.
Yeah, I never saw that movie, but it's just kind of like a spy thing, right? You got
Yeah,
your what's the word? Your alter ego, your innie and your outie, as in
yeah, you're
Severance
Indian
terms.
Audi. Hmm.
I liked when he said child acquired. I thought that was funny
Oh yeah,
when
that
he
was
got
pretty
the
good.
kid.
Yeah, I like how the kid kept saying, uh, "Daddy is a
Daddy's a
liar,"
liar.
or "Papa, yeah, or
Yeah,
Papa is a liar." Yeah,
yeah.
she just kept saying that, and I just thought that was hilarious. Like
Eh,
he would tell this like blatant lie, and then just in her internal monologue was just like, "Wow, Dad's a liar."
Yeah. Well, I liked her progression on that too because when she first
Yeah,
saw it, she was like, I don't like this. And then as the lies got crazier, she was like, oh, that's cool. That's a good thing.
yeah, that's
Like,
what
cause it was,
spies do. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
she's also like super into spies too, which happens to work out. So
And it also happened to work out that every time she turns on the television, it's literally starting the first of the episode is
yeah,
just starting of the spy show. Turn on the
yeah,
TV, it's the splash screen of like spy show.
just starting. Yeah,
Yeah, just starting.
that is
There
pretty funny. Yeah,
it made me think that there are some givens for anime. Like there's some things that you just don't think about, and
yeah,
that's one of them. Like anytime she turns on the TV because she does it multiple times in multiple episodes. It always starts with like it's like on Cowboy Bebop when they would turn on the show and it'd be like, "Howdy, space travelers!" It's always the beginning of the episode. And it's like,
yeah,
yeah, that's
yeah.
fine. That's what they're
Hmm.
watching. I don't care. There's little
Yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah. Which yeah, none of that I guess really bothers me.
Don't you
But
think that would be weird on like a normal show if like they sat down and they're like, "What's on TV?" and then I don't know. Would that be weird if
it
they?
would be kind of a. I think if they did it, I think it's kind of like a style choice. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like I'm totally willing to believe it either way. I guess. Like if a show was trying to be realistic up till that point, and then they did that, then I'd be like, that's weird. That shouldn't
Yeah.
happen. But I don't know. Even then, like sometimes I think of shows like Breaking Bad. Like Breaking Bad was pretty realistic for most of it, but
Mhm.
occasionally something off would happen that was just kind of like almost like a style choice. So
Hmm. I'm interested in this in how prevalent this is of character
yeah,
turns on TV because like
is
most
it a trope? Is it like in the
yeah
trope database or whatever?
it might be. I'm gonna make a note of this to follow up because it
Yeah,
is a weird phenomenon. Character turns on TV. And because like in Marvel movies, it's always like the news. It's always like something's going on. They're in like a diner, and it's like cut to the TV, and it's
right.
like, oh, Iron Man just fell into a building. Wow.
That's true. It's always exactly where it needs to be when they turn it on. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. Which I don't know if it ever. If the TV is an important part of the scene, I feel like it will always do that. But if the TV is just background, then they don't have to do that.
You know what I like is when the TV's on in the background, and they're talking about stuff, and they're doing stuff in the scene, and then the camera slowly pans in on the TV, and then it's the thing that the TV's supposed to show.
True.
I like
Yeah, that is
that
cool.
because you kind of like
Yeah,
see it going on. You're like, huh, but you're not really paying
yeah,
attention to it.
yeah.
That
And
I
then the
like.
camera shifts the attention to the TV. Yeah,
Hmm.
and it's
And
like
it's
breaking news or something.
right. It's like
Yeah,
right at that point that you're supposed to
yeah.
be paying attention to it.
That's always cool. I can't name any movie where that happens, but I know it's happened.
Yeah, yeah,
It's one of those things where it's like I remember seeing that somewhere and it was fucking cool.
yeah. So the what's the girl's name again? The daughter.
Anya.
Anya. She's very excited about being a spy, having her dad be a spy. There's a lot of like wacky stuff that happens. She likes peanuts a lot. I wrote that down because at
Yep.
certain points she's like
Because she's
crying.
yeah, they go out they like go out on the town or whatever like cuz he's like shopping and she wanted to go with him and she's like listening to his internal monologue the entire time and he keeps saying things like oh maybe she's not smart after all
Yeah,
and she like freaks out or like she says or he says that there could be danger around. I got to make sure I like pay attention. And then she like runs and like hides underneath like a table or something, and it's just like
yeah.
this shit keeps happening. And it's really funny. But yeah, the peanuts thing came up because um, I think he said like in his head that, oh, I need to like, you know, I need to learn more about Anya or something like that. And then she just started telling him facts about her, like I like
Yeah.
peanuts and like shit like that.
It's
Just yeah,
it's perfect for like, in a lot of animes I don't like when like characters have the like super wacky exaggerated facial expressions, where they're like crying or their eyes are X's or whatever. But this is like the most I've seen it work because it's a little kid. Like it makes
yeah,
sense that she'd be so exaggerated.
yeah,
But like when you're watching like a Demon Slayer, like Dragon Ball Z, and Goku's like, ah, and he's like has a giant tear streaming. I
yeah,
was like, this doesn't make sense
yeah.
for
For
this
some
character
reason,
to
yeah,
do that.
yeah. And for some reason, it's more cringy with that stuff. You know
Yes,
what I mean?
yeah,
Like you just kind of have to cringe through it.
yeah,
And this is honestly, this is the first example of a show where like it intentionally does that, but it pulls it off, and it's actually funny. Like
right,
I actually
yeah,
find it funny. I'm not cringing through it. I'm like, damn. Like
yes,
I didn't know that was possible.
yeah,
I just thought that it was not a thing I could ever do. You know what I mean?
right.
Like
It took
different
me,
types of humor, in
yeah.
Japan versus here, and it just doesn't translate. But I know I was wrong. It can totally translate.
I agree. That's the first time that sort of exaggerated style I've found funny. Because usually I'm just like,
Hmm.
this is, it's like slapstick almost. It's like, okay, this is the
Yeah,
part where he runs around, and he's like, ah, running back and forth really
right. Like yeah,
fast or
yeah.
something.
Almost like it's kind of like it's almost Looney Tunesy in a way. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's like yeah, dust is kicking up or something. Yeah,
Yep.
but yeah, in this show, it's totally different. Like they do. It's just funny. I don't know.
It's
It's like it's
funny.
got better
It
writing
works.
or something.
And
Yeah,
it works, I think, because yeah, she's like, one, it's because she's a kid, so it should be exaggerated. But two, you can also kind of like be like, that's how her mind works, right? Like she's gonna be
yeah,
like, ah, like crying. Everything's
yeah.
extreme.
It's very believable for her
Yeah.
character. Yeah.
So
Her character is also, I think, probably the best on the show, at least so far for me.
yeah,
I don't know. I just think she's fucking hilarious. Every time
yeah,
there's a scene with her in it, just like the mix of having her be a telepath with her just also just like her character is just the
it's
way
really
that she
good.
acts is just funny. Yeah, it's just really
Yeah,
good.
she probably is because yeah, she's funny and like she's also smart for a kid. Like I don't know, it just really works. I
Yeah, it works
I
well.
uh I think well, I'll just kind of briefly touch on the rest of the episode here. Basically, there's a couple scenes where it shows their like it's like a flashback to them like her dealing with her parents like pushing her to study, and then there's a scene of his past where he's like crying and he's like I could never cry or something.
Yeah, I thought yeah,
Those are
that was
fine.
yeah, I thought when he did his, I thought it was actually pretty good because so basically the big thing in the episode is that Anya sneaks into which we forgot to mention
Yes.
whenever he's trying to leave on the next day and leave her behind because he doesn't want to bring her anymore. Um,
Yeah.
and she keeps like sneaking out of his fucking room and he keeps like pointing at different spots and like spotting her. I thought that was fucking hilarious.
That was really good. And their like little heads like popping up around the corner.
Yeah, and just the way he kept saying there, just like there, and
Yeah.
just like pointing in like fucking different spots.
It was great.
And then like, and she was enjoying it because she was like, it was like they're playing hide and seek
Yeah.
basically. That
Yeah.
was really good.
Really well
But he
done.
ends up, yeah, he ends up barricading her in the apartment because that's the only way to keep her from leaving. And like
Yep.
he like puts like a dumpster in front of it or something. I don't know what the fuck that even was.
Anime.
And like, yeah, anime. But she ends up getting into his like spy equipment and using a communicator, and then some people like trace it and find out about it. And it was funny because like over the communicator, she just kept saying like this is Twilight" or something like that.
Right.
Just the worst possible information you can give out.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then so they end up tracing it, and then like they end up kidnapping her, or like they break into his place when he's not there, but she is there. They kidnap her, and then they go down to like some warehouse or something, and they're like waiting for him to show up, and they're like setting a trap or whatever. And then that's when fucking Twilight shows up wearing the mask of like the person he was fighting in that house, which I don't know how
Yeah.
that happened. You mentioned that earlier. I was like,
Yeah. I was like,
how the
eh.
fuck did he make that mask?
Yeah.
uh,
That part
but
confused
yeah,
me on the first watch through because,
yeah,
yeah, I thought it was that guy for the most of the
me
time.
too. I was like,
It,
oh, is he like a double agent or
I
something?
think this show would be a lot easier to understand if it was dubbed. But
Which it
you
is. Yeah,
but you kind of lose that a little bit when you're reading it. I feel
yeah,
like it's easier to get confused with what she's reading, like what she is hearing in their head.
that's
I don't know.
true.
It's
Yeah.
like kind of gets
They
confusing.
do because they switch a lot in the show where they're
Yeah.
like they have internal monologues and they say things out loud, then they read things,
Yeah.
and all of it is subtitled for us. So sometimes we can mix it up. But also subtitles themselves are just hard, right? Because it's like you have to read the screen. If you look away for a moment, you'll miss an entire line of
Right.
dialogue.
Yeah.
So it's like, sometimes you just miss it. But
I don't know how the
this
dubs
is
are,
getting
but
dubbed though.
oh, it is
I
getting
have
dubbed.
yeah.
Okay.
I haven't heard the dub yet. They premiered the first episode of the dub like last week, so the dub is out there,
The dub
and
is out
I might go and try that one. Yeah,
there.
but the problem is I'm caught up with the subs, which is only two
Yeah.
episodes.
And you've watched it
So
multiple times, all right? Like I
yeah,
can't
so
go back
like
and again,
I'm
do it again.
yeah I can't go back,
Yeah,
and plus the voice acting is really good too
mm-hmm.
for the Japanese voice acting. So
It's true.
yeah, I am
Well,
curious though if they pull off Anya's voice in English because that would probably be really tough to pull off.
I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's
Yeah.
possible. So I guess we are probably both in agreement here. We are going to continue, and we have been binging this show.
Yeah.
I would recommend it,
It's good.
even if you're not an anime head. But if you are still listening to this podcast, odds are you are.
Yeah.
So definitely check it out. It is worth hunting down and watching. It's a little different, but it's good. It's wholesome. It's funny, and it's well written. It's smart. So I
Yeah.
recommend it.
And yeah, even if you're not an anime head, like you said, because it's like the writing in it. You don't have to watch any anime or anything like that to appreciate the writing in it, and like, it's all very funny, even if you don't watch it, have never watched anime. Like, it's not specific to anime at all. It could just be a fucking TV show done really well too, and it'd also be good.
Exactly. All right. Well, let's take a little break, and when we come back, we will play a little game. A little game I've devised
Okay.
for Jake. We'll be right
Okay.
back. All right, Jake. So we watched a show about anime, being an anime spy, and what I
Right.
thought would be a fun thing to do is figure out if you are in fact a spy. Let's play a little game called Is Jake a Spy?
Oh shit.
Original name, Do Not Steal. Your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to take this quiz to determine if you are indeed a spy.
But if I accept a spy mission, doesn't that make me a spy?
This is a bit of a paradox. All right, so I think you're gonna do well on this. We
Okay.
don't have Josh to. I don't think Josh would pass this quiz, honestly, and that's one reason we didn't have him on the show this
Wow.
episode. I don't think
Yeah.
he's.
That's one reason he wasn't invited.
We're like, this is gonna be a little too hard for you, this spy quiz,
Yeah.
Josh. So
Yeah,
don't want
it's
to embarrass
actually
him.
really, it's like actually really fucked up. We actually told him that we canceled
Yeah,
recording anyway.
and I went ahead and went live on Twitch, just kind of hoping he doesn't notice.
Yeah, we
Okay.
gave him extra episodes to watch, and that's what he's doing. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
distracting him with that.
Jake, here's a question for you. Do you know how to use a gun? And here are your options. Yes, very well. I didn't even see a gun. Okay, I don't know what that. I didn't write this quiz. In computer games, yes.
Is this a fucking BuzzFeed quiz?
or or just the basics. Jake, this is what you have to take to get into be a professional spy. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
This
yeah.
is
Is this CIA?
this
What is
is
this? CIA, FBI,
this is the official
MI6?
title of this quiz is "How to Be a Spy Kid?" Question mark.
Okay. Have I ever used a gun?
Yes.
Is the question.
Yes, very well.
Um,
In computer games, yes, or just the basics.
um, in computer games, yes.
Jake, okay. We're gonna. You don't get the results till the end of this. This is just how. This will actually be sent off to a high security facility database, and then we'll get the results back. We'll actually have to come back to this later. It takes up to 48 hours to get the results. So we'll take a break from the podcast. We'll come back. It probably will sound seamless to the listeners, but just so you guys know, 48 hours will have passed.
Yeah. Because of the editing. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just edit this down. This question comes with a little quote. The quote says, "A smart woman knows emotions can teach. A wise woman will use them to grow." That's from Coach Bobby. Is what this don't know what that's
False.
about. Are you wise or are you? You already answered this. Are you wise or are you smart? And you answered false. Okay.
Next.
Well, listen to these. Okay. Are you wise or are you smart? I am both. I can only be good with decision. I think.
Okay.
I think wise.
Is this translated? Is this poorly translated from another language?
It could possibly be.
Okay.
So
So
You're
can you repeat
both-
those options again.
I am both. I can only be good with decision. I think wise, or just smart.
Okay. I would say that I'm just smart.
Just smart. Okay, let's put it down here. Here, I'll share this on my screen so you can see your in computer game. Yes, just smart. Are you
Can
good
go
with
back to the
the?
top one real quick?
Do you know how to use a gun?
I didn't even see a love gun.
Yeah, I didn't read that at first because I thought it was maybe a typo, but now I realize this is full of
Okay.
typos.
Okay. All right. Sorry. We can go. We can move on. To the other
Are you
ones.
good with analysis? The best in the world? I guess not. Depends on which am I going to analyze. I can cope up.
I can cope up. Yeah, I can cope up.
Okay, you can cope up. Okay, that's good. That's
Yeah, I
good.
can cope up.
Are you really sure that you are a potential spy kid? Yes, very sure. Or, no, wait. Very sure about it. I didn't dream becoming one. I can't tell, but let's have a test. No, I don't like the idea.
Sorry, I don't mean to correct you, but that third one is actually I can't tell, but let have a test.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
I can't tell, but let have a test.
Okay, let's have a test here. I like these glasses. Spy dude.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Spy Kids?
No, have you?
Classic movie. Yes, I have.
Okay. Well, how about this? Do you have a strong kick? I think so. Let me try it to you. Oh, no, don't try it to me, please. I guess because I am a soccer player, I have super skinny legs. What to expect?
What to expect?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say let me try it to you.
Hey, don't try it to me with your strong kick. I should have probably looked at this quiz before. Would you mind being a superhero sidekick? Ooh. No problem with me. I don't want it. I want to become the superhero. I can assist if I am not busy. That's totally funny. This is important. Think about your answer. Don't just...
I can assist if I am not busy.
It's not looking good for your hopes of being a spy kid, I'm thinking. What is your expertise? Combative sports? Eating and sleeping? I think in decision making. I don't know yet.
I would say eating and sleeping.
Okay. This is what we're doing on a Friday night. Have you gone to an army training? I
I'm literally a
had.
block away from Comic-Con, and this is what I'm doing.
You're doing the Spy Kid quiz.
Yeah.
Have you gone to an army training though? I had, but I quit. I never imagined that. I am planning to. Still on the training.
Still on the training. I never imagined that.
I never imagined that. All right, so we're gonna go
What
ahead
are my
and these.
results?
Well, we're gonna have to go ahead and ship these out. I'm gonna have to package these up and mail
Okay,
these out
okay.
to the. So let's take a break, and when we come back, we are gonna get your results.
Okay.
Hey, we're back. So let's see what your results are. You got be smart and wise. You can never be a spy unless you are smart and wise. Get smart. So I don't
All
think
right.
you made it.
I'm not a spy?
Sorry to admit you to.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you are not a.
You can never be a spy unless you are smart and wise.
Yeah, in your
You
result.
got be smart and wise, but it says I am smart and wise.
No, it says get smart.
But at the top it says be smart and wise.
Dot.
Oh.
So it's like saying, be smart and
What
wise.
is that image of? What is that image of? Why is it cropped like that?
The image is some old guy.
It's some guy, and get smart is fucking cropped out.
I
It just
think
says,
Get Smart is
"Get
an old
smart."
an old spy show. Get Smart.
Right. I know what get smart
Oh,
is.
okay.
But the image is just. Oh, I saw where the image came from.
Yes,
Just on that image search.
it's from this cropped image.
Okay.
All right. Well, unfortunately, Jake is not a spy, but that's okay. You can still watch the spy show. You just need to get smart and wise. And I think
Okay.
if
So
you,
I was pretty close. I just wasn't smart and wise.
yeah, if you do more smart,
So wait, did it fucking decided from question one? That was question one. Was am I smart or am I wise? I said just smart. And it just decided from there. The rest of the questions were bullshit.
questions. Yep. So yeah, that's too bad. Let me do this. I am both. Yes, I can use a gun very well. I am the best in the world. I'm very sure that I'm a kid. I'm very good at kicking because I'm a soccer player. I'm doing mine.
Yeah, okay.
I want to be the superhero. Combative sports. Still on the training. Let's see if I'm a spy quiz. Or maybe this quiz will just break. Okay, perfect. It's broken.
No, remember we gotta ship it off and wait.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that ought to do it for this episode. I don't know what else to do.
Woo!
I don't think I can wait any longer for my results, but we'll be back next week. We're going to watch a little show called Our Flag Means Death. Scary sounding show, but I think it's a comedy. Thank you guys for listening, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Josh.